the final day of mass registration of voters, and already some pockets of violence have greeted the final day, with 5 persons injured after some macho men alleged to be bodyguards of the NPP parliamentary candidate for Ijumako Enyan Isiam constituency, Dr. Rashid Kwesi Etiafo, stormed a registration center at Ijumako Besiase and destroyed property there. We have these updates from around the country for you this hour. But first, a trip to the central region where correspondent Richard JoyNews has been following the latest incidents there. Richard, first of all, bring us up to speed with what's happened at Ijumako Enyan Isiam. Right, Richard JoyNews will be joining us in just a few minutes to give us the updates on what happened. Now, we know that after the last updates from the Electoral Commission, we were told that the target of 15 million people to register in this 36-day process has been exceeded already. And so more than 15 million persons have registered as of the end of the last phase. We'll soon know if indeed that number has been exceeded by 1 million or more, which should be another indicator for some interesting analysis. But in the meantime, Richard JoyNews has joined us. Richard, good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Daniel.
Great. First of all, the latest on what happened at Ijumako Enyan Isiam.
Well, so Daniel, no arrest has been made by the Central Regional Police. They are still in a meeting, so we are yet to hear from the Central Regional Police Command. The Ijumako District Police Commander is currently at the Regional Police Headquarters, but we are also told that 5 persons are currently at the Ijumako Government Hospital following the incident. What really happened was that on Wednesday, one of the registration centers, some thugs attacked the registration center, and that led to the injuries that we are talking about. Now, 5 of them are currently there. So the NDC has been addressing a news conference on it.
Right. So beyond what happened at Ijumako Enyan Isiam, Richard, take us across the region. It's the final day of the registration. How has the process been so far in that part of the country?
Well, so the process has been smooth, with exception of Kaswa and then the Ijumako constituency. Today, the NDC held a news conference accusing the transport minister. They also accused the NPP candidate for the area of being behind the attack. So the regional communications officer of the NDC, Kwesi, would address the media at the Ijumako Besiase today.
Violent disruption of registration process in the Ijumako by attacks led by MPP's transport minister and then the Ijumako parliamentary candidate Rashid Etiafo, as they cause harm and wreak mayhem at registration centers. Good morning to you, distinguished friends from the media. I welcome you to this press conference on behalf of the leadership of the Regional Communications Bureau. We remain grateful for availing your esteemed platform to us this morning to address a very worrying development that played out in the ongoing voters registration exercise yesterday in this community of the Ijumako Enyan Isiam constituency. The Minister of Transport led about 50 thugs believed to be members of the MPP's vigilante group, the Invisible Forces, to cause mayhem at the 21 registration centers in the Ijumako Besiase enclave, which includes Ijumako Kumasi, which is the hometown and stronghold of the incumbent MP, Honorable Kisel Ato Forsen. Mr. Kweko Foresiamwa, who led yesterday's attacks, has been holding series of sinister meetings in this constituency, and anytime he's in the constituency, violence erupts against innocent citizens perceived to be NDC sympathizers. The leader of his gang, by name Ali, who is driving one of the unregistered pickups, fired several gunshots yesterday and bolted away. Sadly, this unfortunate conduct of the attacks were in the full glare of the police officers and military officers deployed to the various registration offices, yet they did not even lift a finger to stop them. We are reliably informed that these incidents happened after Mr. Lord Comey, Director of Operations at the Jubilee House, Mr. Richard Techimensa, MPP Central Regional Secretary, Mr. Robert Kutin, MPP Central Regional Chairman, and Kwekwe Esiama himself held a meeting with the Divisional Police Commander, Rashid Ituafo, and other MPP executives at about 1 p.m. at the DC's office yesterday. We understand this is where they plotted these disturbances at Ijumako because the total number of registered voters, which stands at 10,000, is higher than that of the number from Rashid's perceived stronghold. Yesterday, at about 6:45 a.m., on the MPP's constituency platform, more sinister discussions were held to that effect. In the reference conversation on the MPP's constituency platform, they plan to give a surprise birthday party to our distinguished member of parliament, who has the development of this constituency at heart by, in quotes, going a little bit rough at the various polling stations in the Ijumako Besiansi. And surprisingly, this illegal operation was led by the MPP's PC, Rashid Ituafo.
Now, Richard, you've also been speaking to relatives of some of the victims. What are they saying?
So they have expressed surprise at the way their relatives were attacked at the registration center. They explained that it was just a simple registration exercise, and they are surprised their relatives could be attacked like that. Here is a sister of one of the victims.
He's unconscious, so we can't tell what exactly happened here.
What is his condition now?
Now, he can walk, and the talking to is not good. Since the pain is at the back of his head and the leg, that he can't walk, and at the same time he can't talk.
What do you intend doing?
Right now, we want to transfer him from this and go to Accra, maybe to see a specialist to help him and see whether his condition is good.
Tell us a bit about your brother. Who is he? Somebody who wonder how come he got caught up in this. Is he troublesome?
My brother, when you go to my hometown, everybody knows him. He's a lovely person. Even if you don't know him, you see him today, you'll fall in love with him. He's free with everybody. Yeah, that's how he is.
So, is he responding to treatment?
Right now, I can't tell whether he's responding because when I go here, he's still unconscious and stuff, so I can't say much. And when he came to his asleep, so we can't say much unless the doctor is friendly.
Were you shocked when you realized that a peaceful exercise as registration exercise, getting people to have their details captured to get a voter ID card in a peaceful constituency like yours, Ijumako has resulted?
Well, thank you very much, Richard JoyNews, for those updates from the central region. We come back to the greater Accra region, a few meters from us here at Kokom, namely at Abeka, to be precise. A registration official has been arrested. Parker Wilson is there for us. Parker, tell us what happened.
Right, so Daniel, I am currently here at the Tesano Divisional Police Command, where the said EC official, whose name has been given as Wendiamwa, is currently in the grips of the police. In fact, one of the CID I spoke to a while ago confirmed to me that indeed she was arrested at the Alive Chapel at Abeka and brought here, and currently they are taking her statement. Now, a police station officer who is here as well, one Eric Afo, is going to tell us exactly what happened. But already we've picked up information that this registration official deployed registration forms to a hotel where individuals are quarantined and registered them. And that is the reason why she was picked up by the police. But of course, she was picked up at the registration center. And Eric Afo, Eric Afari, Ernest Afari.
What exactly happened this afternoon, sir? So about 12:30 there, this EC officer went out with registration forms. Before she returns, she brought some two ladies, registering them. So I approached the senior officer there, and I told him that, what did she doing? And the master told me that he didn't know about it. So later on, I come to myself that we found that she brought the people from outside to come and register them. So that I called my secretary to.
So you mean that you are alleging that those on quarantine were brought to the registration center to be registered? Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, we don't know them at the area. And they are not, I hope they are not Ghanaians too. So I took a challenge form against them. That's why they won't agree. So then we report them out to the police station to take challenge form about them.
I see. Okay, so you lodged a complaint to the police and that's why they picked it up?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. All right. So that is the account of the police station agent there. But of course, the police tells me that the Divisional Police Command will address us shortly and let us know every details that we want. But this is the information we picked up from the CID and the man who brought the registration officer here at the police. Very interestingly, the husband is also around and also confirmed to me that indeed the registration official actually went to the hotel not to register those under quarantine, but rather her aunt who is under quarantine. And that was the only thing she did, and not that she went there to register a number of individuals who are under quarantine. So that is the information. That's the information we have gathered from the husband who is here at the moment and assisting the wife. And of course, and he's the one in your shots at the moment, as you can see. He declined to speak to me on camera, but gave me the information that, well, this is what has happened, and that he doesn't know anything about it because the husband, we are told, that is the NDC communications officer for this constituency, that is the Okankwe Central constituency. And that is why he believes that the NPP is alleging that the wife went to register those under quarantine. But for him, he doesn't believe so. What he knows is that it was the aunt who was there and she was the one who was registered.
Parker, thank you very much. Parker Wilson is stationed at the Tesano Divisional Police Command, and we'll be going back to him when the police come out to address the media, as we heard him say there. Now let's take you to the Bunu East region, where Anas Sabit has been monitoring the exercise for us. Anas, how's the exercise been today?
It's been largely peaceful here in the Bunu East region. In fact, from the first phase up to this particular final stages, we can say that the exercise has been generally peaceful. Today being the last day, we were expecting to see at least a lot of people trooping in to register in most of the registration centers, but the situation isn't so. I have visited some 3 registration centers, amongst them the SDA Primary School 1 here in Tichiman, and then also the PPAG polling station, and then the municipal EC office where the exercise has also been ongoing. The first place we visited, even after midday, only 6 persons have registered at the SDA Primary School polling station. And then I moved to the EC office, or the municipal EC office, where as at 2 p.m. this afternoon, only 28 persons have registered. I tried engaging the EC officials to ascertain why the turnout, compared to the first 2 or 3 phases where we see over 100 persons registering a day, they are recording fewer than 30 or 40 people registering this time. And from what they are telling us, they are of the view or the conviction that most people have already registered. A lot of people, according to the EC officials, might have gone to other electoral areas to register. And so the entire registration has been very slow today from the areas we have monitored.
Right. Thank you very much, Anas Sabit, for joining us with that update from the Bunu East region. Now, at Nima back in Accra, some centers had recorded as low as 2 persons registering when we visited them. My colleague, the electoral officers told my colleague Nancy Emefa-Jadosi that the highest figure recorded since the beginning of the final phase has been 30.
So we are currently at the Kizito school here at Nima, and behind me are 3 different registration centers. When we got here, basically there's actually nobody, no applicant is here to register. So the place is virtually empty with only electoral officers seated in their seats patiently waiting. I earlier engaged some of the electoral officers who told me that today has been generally slow and this week entirely has been very, very slow. They tell me that today only 2 people have registered at each center. So in total, 5 people, they tell me 221, and so 5 people in total have registered at the Kizito center. But I want to engage the electoral officer for center number 3 to find out from her basically how things have been going. She'll be able to tell us and give us a different perspective from what we already know. So please come closer to me. Thank you. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
You are
Candice, the Arrow registration officer.
Okay. So I see that there is actually nobody here. What is going on?
Oh, a majority of the people have registered. We've been to 5 phases. So this is actually the last phase. So majority of the people who have already registered, they've crossed over to go and register in other centers.
I know that here is supposed to be the hotspot in Nima. And if you tell me that this week, which is the final week, and is gradually slow, then what does that mean? That people are registering in other centers where they're not supposed to register?
Actually, the thing is, the centers are very close. We have a lot of centers which are very close. So even if most of the time this place is for the church members, the workers, the markets people, yeah. So because of the start of the registration, this is actually the last center. If it had been the beginning, I'm sure they would have recorded the numbers that they were expecting. But because it's the last center, they have already registered in their areas before even coming. So we started on Saturday. We were expecting that on Sunday the church members would come and register. But apparently they've all registered in their areas before coming to church because they've done it there. So that is what is giving us the low turnout.
What do you think is accounting for this? Education didn't go down well with people?
I won't say it's education because actually the NCA also did their job. They went around to educate the people. I'm sure it's just the agitation of waiting for so long when you are seeing other registrations going on in other areas, yes.
But let's talk about this week. You have been here. This is the hot spot of Nima when it comes to elections. This past 6 days, how many people have your center at least registered?
We have 107.
107, that's not encouraging.
It's not at all, but it's still accountable for because the other areas have recorded the higher numbers, which means that it will still tally anyway, yes.
And today, how many?
Today, 3.
Today, 3. Are you expecting more?
No. We are not at all.
What was the highest you've recorded in a day and the lowest here?
The highest, we started with 30, then 31, then 10, 10, and then 3.
Wow. but tell me about the other places that you went to, the other centers that you, at the other registration centers, how did you
I think the highest in a day is 175. Yes, the highest in a day is 175. And most of them, we come out of there with 600 and something registered people at the center. Yeah.
Okay. So a little bird whispered something to me. I want to confirm from you. I know that Ayawaso East is a big place that records a lot of gets a lot of people to vote. But this time around, how would you describe the total turnout for Ayawaso East?
The total turnout is actually low. It's actually explainable because a lot of people have also relocated from here. Yes, a lot of people have relocated from here, so it's okay.
But if people have relocated, others are also joining.
We've not really, normally the new ones even that have relocated here have actually gone to their old places to register.
Okay.
Yes, because they feel they want to vote there. That's where they are. Yeah, so most of the people you see coming to register here have family houses here that they want to come and vote here. Yes.
But I guess the last Saturday and Sunday here will be open for registration.
They are planning on a mop-up, yes, but because of low turnout, we don't think we'll be sitting this way. They'll be doing it in the district level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So you heard that that's an electoral officer for the Kizito area, which is situated here at Nima, generally complaining about the fact that there has been low turnout because as of today she has only registered 3 people and they're not even expecting more people to join.